Hey, sports fans, this is Robert with WTP Sports Dudes. I wanted to come on and do the next part of the best conference in the NFL. So, yesterday I did the AFC conference of the NFL. Today I want to do the NFC and to see which division is the best division in the NFC. Now, I already got my opinion on who I think it is, but I would like to hear your opinion. So put it in the comments when you see this video or who you think is the best division in the NFC. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with the NFC East. You got the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Washington Commanders. Ooh, that's a pretty good division. Now they got two bottom feeders, but when you talk about the Philadelphia Eagles and the Dallas Cowboys, those are two teams that have all the pieces that is needed to make a strong playoff run and make it to the Super Bowl and possibly even win the Super Bowl. Let's look at the AFC West, where you have the Arizona Cardinals, the Los Angeles Rams, the San Francisco 49ers, and the Seattle Seahawks. That's another pretty solid division. I know the Rams are looking to get back on track, so hopefully they'll be able to do that this season, along with the Arizona Cardinals. They should get a healthy full season with Kyler Murray. So hopefully they can add some other pieces to help him out offensively and then get some pieces on their defense so that they can make a run in that division. But I do think that the San Francisco 49ers will still be the cream of the crop in that AFC West. But that's not too bad of a division. It's a pretty solid division. The next division I want to talk about is the NFC North, with your Chicago Bears, your Detroit Lions, your Green Bay Packers, and your Minnesota Vikings. This conference isn't bad as well. I'm anxious to see if the Detroit Lions can put two back to back solid, strong seasons together. Now, last year, they were the surprise of the NFL, and they did very well. I think anytime you have a quarterback that has weapons to throw to, you got a chance in the NFL. And they have plenty of weapons on that Detroit Lions football team. Two solid running backs. They got two solid wide receivers. And that guy, man, that Brown kid, man, listen, he gets open all the time. He's their playmaker. But that guy on the outside, Williams, he can go. He's a speedster. So anytime you got those kind of weapons, you got a chance to win games. Now, hopefully, their coach does not gamble as much as he did last year and take what he is given. Anytime you play in the NFL, it's a game of inches. You got to take what the other team gives you so that you can always be in the game. Don't beat yourself. Do not beat yourself. So hopefully their coach learned that lesson from last season and he comes out this season and he can still be aggressive, but you got to do it at the right times and not get carried away with it because this is the NFL. The slightest mistake will lose you a game. But I think that's a pretty solid division. The next division I want to talk about is the NFC South. Now, in my opinion, this is probably the weakest division in the NFC. They got the Atlanta Falcons, Carolina Panthers, New Orleans Saints, and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, I think that the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will probably be the best team in this. division simply because I think Baker Mayfield found him a home where he can compete. He has weapons around him offensively, and they got a solid enough defense to where they can win games in this division. The team I would be worried about if I was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers is the Atlanta Falcons. Because if Kirk Cousins can do anything like what he did in Minnesota, cut down on some of the turnovers as well, Atlanta can be solid because Atlanta has a pretty good group of players on their team. They got what I believe, and he's only in his second year, but I think Bijan Robinson is the best running back in the NFL. I believe that. And even though he didn't get enough touches last year to prove that, if he gets the touches that he needs this year, the NFL will get to see that he is the best all around back in the NFL. Because this guy can run the ball and he can catch it out the backfield. And he makes guys miss often. And when he was in college, he was the number one running back at making people miss for 2 years in a row. And he did that a lot in the NFL last year. So I believe those two teams are probably going to be at the top. I'm not sure what the Minnesota Vikings are going to be like. Um, they got a young quarterback. The Carolina Panthers got a young quarterback. They both got guys that are going to be good later on in their careers, but right now they're probably just too young and they don't have all the pieces around them. Even though the Vikings do got that Justin Jefferson kid who was dynamite. He's probably top five as a wide receiver in the NFL. But I don't think they have enough of the other pieces that they need to be able to compete with all the other teams in the NFC that they're going to face this year. But I believe that the talent that you got in the NFC East, that division with the Dallas Cowboys, the New York Giants, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the Washington Commanders, is probably the best division in the NFC. Anytime you have the weapons that the Philadelphia Eagles have, and they got a solid quarterback. And when you look at the Dallas Cowboys and the weapons that they have, and they have a pretty solid quarterback. Now, we know what the knock is on Dak Prescott. Can't win in the playoffs. He's a regular season quarterback where he puts up all of these stats, but he can't win the games in the playoffs. Well, I mean, the defense got to come through too. That's a time when your defense has to rise up and limit another team's offense from scoring. Because if you already know that Dak Prescott is going to have those kind of issues, the defense has to step up and save and win some games for those Cowboys. But I do believe that the offseason acquisitions that the Philadelphia Eagles acquired with that running back Barkley, and I think this year that they will get more out of A.J. Brown to go along with Devontae Smith. And you know, when what's the name running the ball the way he does, the quarterback, um, they're going to be hard to beat week in and week out. Now, hopefully, they were able to shore up some of their defense because their defense was probably the issue for them last year. So hopefully, if they were able to get the pieces that they need this year for the on the defensive side of the ball, they can be solid. One thing about the NFL is you can get beat on any given Sunday. You know, those of you out there who bet, you can really attest to this because a lot of times you might bet on a game that you think is a lock. But in the NFL, man, no game is a lock. I mean, look how bad the Tennessee Titans were last year. But they ended up beating the Miami Dolphins, which was one of the better teams. And the Miami Dolphins were getting killed by the Baltimore Ravens and came back and beat the Baltimore Ravens. There are always games that you just don't expect your team to lose, and they end up losing that game. Like whoever would have thought the Titans was going to beat the Jacksonville Jaguars to keep them from going to the playoffs when Jacksonville had been handling it to Tennessee for the past 2 seasons. So in the NFL, anybody can beat anybody. That doesn't mean that there's a lot of parity in the NFL because there's not. There are teams that are really down at the bottom, and then there are teams that are upper echelon. But any given Sunday, you can get beat in the NFL. No game is a give me. No game is a give me. So, in my opinion, I think the NFC East is the best division in the NFC conference. So, I want to thank you for listening again. I want to thank all of you who have subscribed. I want to thank all of you who have hit the like button, which is the thumbs up button that lets me know that you like the content that I'm sharing. I want to continue to make videos, but in order to continue to make videos, I got to have more subscribers. I got to have more likes. I got to have more people hitting the notification button so that you can get a notification anytime you we make a video. So I want to thank our supporters, our sponsors, Social Nutrition, Healthy Sips and Conversation, 3136 South Hamilton Road. That number is 614-694-0691. Listen, at 6:30 in the morning, they're open. If you're on your way to work and you need that energy boost, go get you one of those energy teas. If you need to get you a quick lunch that's going to hold you up until dinner, go get you one of those nice, nutritious shakes. They're open from 6:30 until 2 p.m. Go and support our sister Kendra and let her know how much you appreciate her being an entrepreneur and being in business for herself. And I thank her for, sponsoring WTP Sports Dudes. I also want to thank KT's Eats, Good Eats and LLC. That's Kevin Bird. Their handle for Instagram is at Kevin J. Bird. That's BYRD. That's their Instagram, and the number is 614-204-7648. I'm telling you now, they have some of the best food you will ever taste in your life. And if you want to taste some good, good, like spring rolls, their chicken and their vegetarian egg rolls are unbelievable with the bang bang sauce. Trust me. You ask anybody in Columbus who has had those egg rolls, they will tell you it's a must get. So make sure you support KT's Good Eats LLC. And the last sponsor that I want to plug today, and I want to thank them for supporting WTP Sports Dudes, is the Chief 5991 Apparel. This young man has his own apparel line and clothing merchandise. Please support this young man. He's trying to make it without having to work a job. He's an entrepreneur. He has an entrepreneurial spirit. So his website is www.5991days.com. Please support that website. Please go on there and see what kind of merch you can get. His Instagram and his TikTok is at the Chief, DECHIEF.5991. That's his Instagram and his TikTok. So please go on their websites. Please support them. Give them a call because it's important for us to support the businesses out here that we know need our support in order for them to stay alive and stay making money and being able to make a living. So it's important for us to support them just like they're supporting us here on this channel, WTP Sports News. So once again, remember to subscribe, share this video with any of your friends or family members, and tell them, listen, just when you click on the WTP Sports News, you'll see that subscribe button right over to your left or your right. Hit that subscribe button so that that individual who can have a subscriber be have you as their subscriber. And also, if you do not have a subscribe button there, that means that you have to log into YouTube, meaning you got to put your email address in there so that they know that you're hooked into YouTube, and then that way you'll get a subscribe button icon on your YouTube so that you can subscribe to any other of the videos that people are making, the content that people are making out there in YouTube world. Okay. Once again, I appreciate you and I thank you. And once again, the AFC East is the best conference, in my opinion, in the NFC conference. Peace.